Ghostface killers killed the mom, not necessarily her. Some of the videos, like I haven't mentioned this before because I don't want to oust all my secrets, but one of my sources is the YouTuber Zach Cherry. He's done really cool videos on who killed who, including a like step-by-step breakdown of Casey Becker, Stu, and Billy from the first movie. And he even tried to do it side by side with, because he has like a diagram with things moving around the landscape, like an actual like blueprint layout, and then he wanted to have it side by side with the actual movie, but that was copyright struck down, so he's like, just start the movie exactly when I tell you to.
That's fun.
But he has a video that where he posits that Charlie did most of the killing, including the cops. So yeah, the cops and the mom seems like it would be Jill. But he had some argument that like, well, the cops then were placed back in their cars and moved 2 blocks away, which would have had to be Charlie because she's a little person.
But I mean, she's also fucking crazy. So like, she is a tiny
homicidal rage strength.
Yes. Yeah. Seriously. Like that's adrenaline strength kicking in. Like, I mean, what we're about to see her do really does kind of give credit to the backstory of like, I mean,
I do actually really love this scene of her dedication and all the movies we've seen, especially in the Scream franchise, and then also without, where they're like, we're staging the scene to make it look like we're the victim and so is the killer. She does the math. She does.
Yeah. She goes hard on herself here. Like she is, she's envisioning this whole fight sequence in her head in the living room. And so the injuries that she's sustaining also are maybe not so smartly, because like this is one thing that a lot of homicide detectives will point out when if someone had caused injury to themselves, is the injury on one side of the body,
like on the opposite dominant side, or
yeah. But
the fact that she uses the wall as leverage to plunge the knife into her own self, I feel like was a really smart move, because usually they're like, oh, I'll just do it, but it's really hard to hurt yourself.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So she has she is dedicated to her story. She is going to be the star of this new Woodsboro murder spree, like Sydney was, because that's exactly what she wants. And so she is trying to be as calculated as possible.
I love the scene.
I'm sorry, I didn't ever, like in high school, I never walked around in shoes like that. Just putting that out there.
I tried. Like it was really.
Did you?
I forget what the shows were, but it was like part of the era.
Sure.
Like
I wore Vans and Converse. But I was also like,
I mean, I was terrible at it, and it didn't fit, but I tried. Like it was the cool thing. So like every now and then I would like save up money and buy like platform heels or some platform.
Sure.
What shows? I'm trying to think like what was that from? Like between
when were you in high school? What?
Like I graduated in 2003.
Okay.
So like in that like 98 to 03 range.
So what was it, like Dawson's
like
Creek?
Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Dawson's Creek, Buffy, that kind of stuff. So
that like kind of satiny vamp style was very much in. You had your like little tiny tummy shirts that only showed the sliver of your midriff and stuff, and like the platform shoes were a part
of it. Almost bell bottom, like flared with like these giant platform heels. So I tried. Like everyone knows I'd much rather wear like clothes that were 4 sizes too big and all black. But okay, so Kevin Williamson, when he first wrote this, the movie is over. This is how it ended. This is how like Jill survives. Sydney is ambiguous. Jill gets away with it. The end.
I like that. I really do. I think a cliffhanger is a great way to start something that's to start a trilogy. You know what I mean? And with this as the intent there, I think it would have been really cool.
I really liked it. Because the idea is that the next movie, so this is 4, 5, and 6, that in the next movie, Joe would go off to college and someone would come to her knowing, like, Ghostface would reappear, but saying that I know you were the killer.
That was one of the storylines in the Scream TV show. That was one of the storylines in the Scream TV show from season 1 to season 2. The Ghostface came back because the first Ghostface knew something that, whatever. But yeah, so they did run with that, just not in a movie.
Yeah, I wish it had ended on that cliffhanger. I wish, because there would be talk. Like now, I mean, 2011, Twitter and Facebook and that kind of stuff really wasn't where it is today, but the word of mouth buzz and the, hey, have you seen this? You really need to see it. I want to talk about it with you. I think that cliffhanger would have really maybe it would have helped propel the movie to be a bigger blockbuster.
Yeah, I think at that point it would have given people more to talk about, because this ends kind of on a definitive note.
I really liked it.
I'm not saying
I like Sydney being my final girl, and had this, it wouldn't have. And I like Dewey putting the pieces together. I like Dewey having that moment of realization of like, this fucking kid, like, and I I like getting to see the conversation between Gail and Dewey about this and everything. Yeah, this is, to me, this like little, I love getting the killer found out. I do love a definitive end. And if you want to, try to make a sequel off of it, sure. But like, I do like a definitive end unless we are expecting, like, for sure, signed on expecting as another one. It's like, it is honestly my complaint with like the new Halloweens. End it. Oh my God. End it. Like, I just watched Halloween Kills for the first time. And
I'm sorry, probably.
Yes, thank you, because it was not a good time. It wasn't a good time. And so like, this is why I like a good definitive ending, because if Halloween has taught us anything, stop cliffhanging. Stop it. It doesn't make it more intriguing.
There's no cliffhanger in those movies.
Yes, what are you talking about? Yes, there is.
So in Halloween Kills, the problem with Halloween Kills is that it's the middle movie of a trilogy. So they knew there was not going to be an end. Like Halloween 2018, it was a singular movie and it made sense and it had an end. And we're like, fuck yeah, what a great movie. And then and then they're like, you know what? Let's make it a trilogy. And so then the middle one, Halloween Kills, just kind of undoes everything from Halloween 2018 and doesn't really leave you in any place because everything needs to be wrapped up later on in Halloween Kills. Halloween Ends.
They could have built suspense into the end of Halloween Kills. And my buddy Adam had this idea, and it was, I forget exactly what it is now, but have him like stab Laurie and end on that. You know what I mean? And then you're like, oh, does Laurie survive? What's going to happen next? And you have something to bring you back. Now there's no tension between their characters at fucking all.
Yeah.
And you just suddenly have a 4-hour long Halloween movie that you had to wait a year and a half to finish.
True bummer.
Yeah.
I think that might have been like my exact text to you after the movie finished. I just sent him a text that just said, true bummer.
But
honestly, I think you said I fucking hate this movie.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. Have you heard Evil dies tonight? When does Evil die?
That,
I think it dies tonight.
Oh my God. It was that mob scene in the hospital and the like, I was like, is this a Proud Boys affair? What are you doing? Like, it just felt so gross. And
a friend said like the dialogue was based on like just Twitter phrases.
Yeah, seriously. Like, oh, could you, right. You have 140 characters just in this one scene. Like, it was so painfully
and slogans
bad.
And
yeah, it was very unfortunate. It was a very unfortunate movie, but no, I really do like this. And I like that, again, we get yet again, Emma Roberts comes unhinged. Like, yeah,
I like
and she needs
that.
and I like she gets crazier. I need to keep Gail alive. Like she's part of my story. You know what I mean?
What I liked is the realization when Dewey and Gail solved the crime, because earlier in the movie, she said, "Don't shut me out. We solved this." I really like that they legitimately just showed them putting the pieces together on film. It was a nice little callback.
That's why I'm glad it didn't end, because I I loved it. I loved that moment between Dewey and Gail. It was awesome. And then that realization of like, oh my God. And then, you know, Sydney coming in with such a cool creative death. What does she do? Grabs the what are those called? Like the
defibrillator paddles.
Yes. And then puts them to her Emma Roberts' temple. Great death.
Wait, is she
still
alive?
Yeah.
Still alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. They always come back now. And Sydney knew it. They always come back and Sydney knew it. So like you see her grab this, you see Emma Roberts' character get up after being electrocuted, grabs this giant shard of glass to go and sneak up and stab Sydney. And then Sydney, exactly knowing what happens in a Scream movie or in a stab movie, the killer always comes back and like turn around and give him a one, you know?
Yeah. I appreciate that they brought back the trope of Sydney putting the bullet in the killer's head.
Yep.
Also that they brought back the bulletproof vest, which saves Deputy Judy Hicks.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do love that dive with Deputy Judy. Like that was an awesome moment. That was a really cool moment that her character got to have, where she just dove over the bed and tackled Gail to get her. Like that's awesome. That was a really cool moment.
You know, yes, we're waxing philosophical about the hypothetical end of the movie. I do really love the end that we got. I think that scene is really fucking well done. Honestly, here's hyperbole, possibly some of Wes Craven's best directing.
Cool.
I think it's a really great scene.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's cool. I'm so glad you said that.
It is directed by Wes Craven.
His last movie.
I think this is a great movie to go out on, honestly. Like, I hate saying go out on. Like, obviously, he retired from directing because he got ill. But I'm glad that he stopped on something that is so good. Even if it didn't really succeed on a theatrical level, I feel it succeeded on an artistic level and a creative level. It's a really good Scream movie. Yeah. I am bummed that Red Right Hand isn't in it. That was going to be my
question. I'm like, I know it's in all but one of them. Is it this one or Scream 3? Because I don't, at the moment, remember where it comes up in Scream 3.
I believe it's like a remix, and then he also wrote a sequel to it that plays over the end credits, which the sequel is not as good as for the song. But yeah, I don't know why they don't just use it as the end title credits. It just makes sense. If you're not going to have it in the movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Do we know what time it is, family?
I think it might be game time.
It's game time. Jay, would you like to go over the rules, please?
So, Victoria will draw a card. She will read the questions on that card. Whoever is answering the questions has the opportunity to win that card if they answer both of those questions correctly. On that card, there is a weapon of some sort. You need to collect five. There are 5 types of weapons. You need to collect 3 to win the game. Last week, we all fucked up. None of us won last week.
Correct, Mundo, sir.
Yeah.
You are right. You're right. And this is just called horror trivia. That's just what it's called. Just a card game. Nothing fancy schmancy. So who would like to go first? Who went first last week?
You're always last, so it's always Jay and I think he went first. I don't remember.
All right. Left, right, or center?
Left hand.
All right. And so that, my friends, that is a axe card. Super cool. And Alina, your first question is all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Name that movie.
The Shining.
Very nice.
Sorry.
This is all right. What series of children's horror books is written by author R.L. Stein?
Goosebumps.
Woo! So right then and there, Alina has won it for the guess. Yeah.
What a fun card.
Yeah, seriously. That's a fun card. All right. Well, Lena has won it for the guess, but Jay, that's for shits and giggles. Okay.
And technically speaking, there could be multiple winners because you're surviving.
Yeah. Just keep picking up new weapons.
Yeah.
All right, Jayest of the Bean.